Salakia, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Warkah, Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh. Those are their true names in ancient Paleo Hebrew. Lashwadash Holy Tongue. Not say Barak Thumb to the elders and apostles, Akim, Aqua, Say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of this prophecy updates as of July the 4th, no, July the 15th, 2026, on this Wednesday morning. And, as we've been seeing intensity rising up between Russia and Ukraine, and then we've been seeing intensity heating up over there, the Strait of Hormuz. It says U.S. conducted 90 minutes waves and strikes on Iran. U.S. concludes a 90-minute wave of strikes. I think that's for the fifth time as of today on Iran as fighting rages on. Right, so both sides heating up against one another as the fighting continues as it rages on. Because Iran is not going to fully. Iran is not going to get back to the negotiations table, especially how the way they accuse the United States of violating the what you call that minimum of the understanding of the deal was signed on both sides on June the 17th. So it seemed like that's currently, no negotiation tables. No negotiation deals on the table right now. As the foreign minister of Iran stated that, they still going to continue to manage the Strait of Hormuz, still control the Strait of Hormuz. Now you got the United States, who was that 2 days ago, as of yesterday at 4 o'clock p.m. Tuesday, they set a deadline for the reblocking the Strait of Hormuz. And the United States kept on doing repeated strikes against them because Iran was saying that they're going to continue to close down the Strait of Hormuz until the United States stop its aggressions, which we're going to see if that's going to conclude. Now they were saying a 90-minute wave of strikes on Iran as the fighting rages on, because you got the Iranians going against the pro-Kurdistan groups over in Iraq, and you got the Kurdistan groups and the pro-Kurdistan groups going against Iran, and then you got some renewed escalations potentially might heat back up once again between Saudi Arabia and the coalition forces of Yemen government soldiers versus the Houthi rebels over in the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea in the Yemen. So this is what you call wars and members of wars. It's the book of Salakia. It's the book of Matthew. Matter of fact, the book of Luke 21, verse 10, right things to come. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, right with the situation with the battle, the Strait of Hormuz between Iran and the United States, what's been going on for the past 2.5 months, been on and off, back and forth. And ever since they said that minimum of the understanding of the deal, potentially falling in the war for both sides, tensions been heating up ever since then. And then the battle of the Strait of Hormuz has been heating up on a daily basis, even though it's been on and off, back and forth. This is and then you got the Russian-Ukraine situation that been intensifying, and then you still got tensions heating up down in the South China Sea, China, Taiwan, that situation, and then you still got tensions heating up over there in the Korean Peninsula, South Korea, Japan, United States versus North Korea. That's heating up as well too, and definitely particularly North Korea versus South Korea. And then you still got tensions heating up over there in Myanmar, the eastern part, Southeast Asia. And then you got tensions heating up over there in Africa, I would say over there in Sudan and South Sudan, in that area region. And then you still got the tensions that have been heating up between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Those border clashes have been heating up as of lately. So this is more increasing signs to come of the wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Let's go to Ephesus. So go down a couple of verses. Luke 21 and verse 25. It says, there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations will perplexity which one. Right, this we see that they started perplexing. Let's check out the time of Israel. See if any latest updates that regards to prophecy updates. It says U.S. completes. It says U.S. completes wave of strikes aiming at curbing Iran's ability to control the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, they did all that for nothing, to be honest. And Iran still said it right. In Iran still say we still gonna control the Strait of Hormuz. So for those past for those past 4 to 5 days of airstrikes, heavy airstrikes from the United States, that's still not going to stop them from controlling the Strait of Hormuz. So, although razor strikes will mean, to be honest, meant nothing. That meant nothing inside of the Iranians, because the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, they still going to control the Strait of Hormuz. They still going to manage the Strait of Hormuz. They still going to charge people that's coming through the Strait of Hormuz. They still going to stop people that's entering the Strait of Hormuz. And if they don't follow their orders, best believe they got to reroute, or they're going to continue to use strikes against them. So it's the same old playbook. So even if the United States continue to strike them once again, trying to force them to get back to negotiation deals, till then the fight is going to continue to rage on, like the same old playbook that been going on for the past 2.5 months, unless something totally changed. But as of right now, them doing those airstrikes, pounding the heck out of Iran, I mean, that's still not going to stop Iran fully controlling the Strait of Hormuz and managing as well too. It says U.S. imposed Navy blockage as Trump threatens to ramp up strikes on Iran. You better make a deal. They're not going to make no deal. So I won't be surprised Iran still continue to use airstrikes over there in Kuwait, Jordan, and Bahrain, which those military bases of the U.S. interests over there. So I just want to add a sad note to that. It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Why? Because you're still going to have tensions heating up over there in Western Asia, especially those proxy groups and pro-Iranian groups going against the Israel Defense Force. They still going to have heavy clashes over there in the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, Palestinian territory. The tension between Lebanon, of Hezbollah and Israel, tensions are still going to heat up, despite the fact potentially the Israel Defense Force might withdraw from Syria and Lebanon, because Trump is telling Benjamin Netanyahu they don't want them there to in Syria and Lebanon. Potentially they might withdraw from those security zones, but as of right now, but they still going to be guarding those security zones, and that's still going to stir up more clashes between Hezbollah army and the Israel Defense Force armies, and that's what you call the nations are in perplexity. So you're still going to see nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, just like we're seeing the Palestinians, the resistance of them going against the Israel Defense Force, what's been going on quite a while. So this is nothing new. So those tensions are only going to stir up. So best believe you're still going to have tensions only going to stir up over there in the Golan Heights, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Gaza Strip, West Bank, Palestinian territory, over there in the Mediterranean Sea, over there in the Red Sea, over there in Yemen. Now with these new, like I mentioned again, like this renewed escalations might heat back up once again between the Saudi Arabia armies versus the Houthi rebel armies, because you got the coalition forces, Saudi Arabia teaming up with the Yemen government forces versus Houthi rebels. So that potentially might heat up as well too. Have both sides exchange airstrikes and ballistic missile fire on both sides from the Saudi Arabia and versus the Houthi rebels, because they've been having clashes before back in, I would say, 2016, and then it's been going on for all the way to 2022. I mean, all the way from 2015 all the way to 2024. And that's when it came to a ceasefire. It seemed like that ceasefire is about to be broke only if these escalations might heat up between Houthi rebels in Saudi Arabia and their coalition forces teaming up with the Yemen government. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords, and the plenty hooks hit the spears. Let the weak sound strong, right? So let the weak sound strong, with these are armies of our nations. Because you got the pro-Iranian groups and the proxy groups still going to be rising up against the Israeli defense force and their allies, especially over there in Western Asia, especially in particular over there in Iraq and Syria. It's the book of Revelations 11, verse 14. The second woe passed, behold, the third woe coming quickly. Right, so the third woe coming past, coming quickly. So it's still going to come to pass, be fulfilled. Even if they trying to de-escalate tensions, what's been going on back and forth, on and on, like a hamster wheel. So this is nothing new under the sun. Like it says in the book of Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9, because this is a future prophecy. It's still going to come to pass, be fulfilled. Because we know the words of Heavenly Father continue to go forth throughout the whole planet Earth. His word doesn't go on void. So just like these prophecies not going to go on void, the words of Heavenly Father doesn't go on void. Even though it's a balance, tensions might cool down, then it might heat back up, because this has been going on throughout generations of years. So this is nothing new under the sun. So even if the escalations might de-escalate, then it's going to heat back up once again. But we're definitely going to see the third worst war still going to come to pass, be fulfilled. So this is just a quick sit-down lesson of the prophecy updates as of July the 15th, 2026 on this Wednesday morning. But the battle the spread from moves is only going to continue to increase, even if the Trump administration concluded their airstrikes 90 minutes as of today. That's still not going to stop Iran from control of the Strait of Hormuz. So the battle of Strait of Hormuz is only going to continue to heat up, because right now at the moment it seems like Iran is not going to go back to the negotiation tables. So it doesn't matter how hard you hit their infrastructures, their bridges, or any other thing that you're trying to threaten them with. That's still not going to stop Iran from fighting back, resisting control of the Strait of Hormuz in that region. So tensions are only going to escalate unless it be some, unless some change, unless the situation change, or they try to get back to the negotiation table. But right now, at the moment, it's only going to continue to increase the battle of the Strait of Hormuz from both sides, from the United States and from the side of Iran. So tensions are still going to be there. And we've been seeing this for the past month and a half or so, 2 months. So I won't be surprised it might heat back up once again, even if Donald Trump concluded their airstrikes. So tensions are still going to be there. So as I mentioned again, this was just a prophecy updates, a quick sit-down lesson as of July the 15th, 2026 on this Wednesday morning. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem of Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Warkah Kadash, and the Heavenly Father, the true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son B'Hashem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are their true names in the ancient Hebrew of the lost past of the tongue. And I say Barak them to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim Akbar. To next time, I will say Shalom.